Hello, good afternoon. Welcome once again to Book Talk with Cindy. And like yesterday, I am subbing for Cindy. She'll be here. She'll be back here in August for now to cap the month of to cap the month to cap things for the month. Sorry, I'm just so excited. Okay, I am doing this. Okay, and I'm so happy to be with two authors today. Yesterday we had IPEL, and now we have a back-to-back interview with two awesome authors. Okay, the first one for the first 30 minutes is a teacher, and he has already written a lot of quite not really a lot, but quite a few with 8 letters and some with other publishers. Okay, I think he has also written some articles that were published. Okay, and he has already this community also. He has met a lot of authors already. So he's not a newbie. He's not a first time writer. Already has this collection of stories, and for now he is publishing not just a story but a novel, full length novel. So everybody, please welcome Senyor Madriaga. Hello, Senyor.
Hello, good afternoon po.
Hello, good afternoon. Kamusta?
Ma'am, pasensya na, hindi gumagana tong cam ng laptop. Shoot.
Okay lang, okay lang, okay lang.
Okay lang
Kamusta?
po,
May
ayan.
ulan ba dyan or hindi naman? Okay naman yung situation.
Ah,
Hindi binabagyo.
Actually, ma'am, 'di ba? Ilang days na po na umuulan, no? Na parang ano pa ba? Sisikat pa ba yung araw? Yun yung wini-wish ko no na kapag sumapit ang July 30, makikita ko yung araw and guess what, Miss Chris? Maaraw po ngayon dito sa Tarlac, sa Ramos Tarlac. Yun.
It's a good thing you mentioned kung sisikat ba yung araw. Okay, because the title of your work is sa tuwing lulubog bang araw. I like that. I like that. Very clever. Okay, so Senyor, bigyan mo lang kami bago tayo pumunta sa tuwing lulubog ang araw, no? Bigyan mo lang kami ng parang kaunting background para dun sa mga first time kang makikilala, no? Ano yung kumbaga expanse of your writing experience? Maliban sa storya, ano pa ba yung iba't iba mo na isulat? Saan ka nagsimula or kailan ka actually nag-start na magsulat ng isang literary work?
Nung bata pa po ako, mahilig na po talaga ako magbasa. Mahilig na ako magsulat. Tapos nung high school, parang doon siya nag-boom talaga. May mga pinapagawa po yung mga teacher po namin that time na gagawa ng script, magdudula-dulaan. Tapos ako naman, mag-volunteer na maggagawa ng script, tapos magiging narrator para iwas sa exposure dun sa Kaya dun po nag-start. Tapos tinuloy-tuloy na po nung college, tapos after nung board exam, dun na talaga, tinutukan ko na yung pagsusulat. 2018 po ata na, 2019. 2020,
Ang tagal na
po ng yes po, 2020 nabigyan po ng pagkakataon na ma-publish sa isang publishing company. Yun po nag-start. Hanggang sa nagtuloy-tuloy na po ngayon. Yan po.
Ang ganda kasi sa pagkakakilala ko sa'yo, maiksing panahon, mula 2020 or 2021, nakikita ko na yung pangalan mo, no? Sa maiksing panahon ng pagkakakilala ko sa'yo, nakikita ko na ang productive mo and you're also very prolific kasi sabi mo nga bata ka pala, nag-start ka na, pero pagdating sa publishing, dire-diretso, no, tuloy-tuloy. How do you do that? I mean, ano sikreto? Paano ka paano mo nasusustain yung energy para makapagsulat?
Yun nga po, ma'am. Actually po, parang naano din po ako po ako, parang ang tawag nito, hindi ko po alam bakit sunod-sunod, bakit parang ganito, bakit wow, biglang nag-boom. Kasi, di ba, parang pangarap ko lang nung bata, ganito, tapos biglang sunod-sunod. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin po ako makapaniwala na ganito na po yung nangyayari. Kaya maraming pasasalamat ko rin po sa binigyan niya ako ng ganitong talento. And at the same time na gagamit ko na rin po para makapag-inspire po ng ibang tao sa pamamagitan ng aking mga panulat. Yun po.
Oo, napaka-humble mo, Senyor, no? Kasi nga, sabi ko nga, ang dami mo na naisulat sa maiksing panahon, pero parang pakiramdam mo, sa pag-uusap din natin, no? Parang pakiramdam mo, parang bagong experience, bagong pakiramdam. So nakakatuwa kasi hindi ko nararamdaman sa'yo na parang, ang dami ko nang na-prove or ang dami ko nang naisulat, na-publish. Parang pakiramdam ko, very humble ka pa rin, very modest ka dun sa na-achieve mo na. Wala ka bang hinahabol na sort of deadline? For example, um, wala ka bang tipong, pagdating ka ng 40 or 50, dapat sobrang dami ko nang na-publish na ganito. Meron ka bang ganong timeline?
Wala naman po, Miss Chris. Kasi ako ngayon parang iniisip ko pa rin, parang deserve ko ba lahat ng mga nangyayari? Parang, di ba? Parang yun po yung naisip ko. Tapos sinabi ko naman po sa inyo noon last time, na nagsusulat po ako kasi dito po ako nakakahinga. Ito po yung parang escape ko, di ba? Para makalayo sa distorted reality. Ayun. So, parang, ayun po. Yun yung pakiramdam.
Napakaganda naman. Ang ganda naman ng result nung kumbaga escapism kasi ito yung napapublish mo, ang hahaba, magaganda. Hindi siya yung not to say anything negative about yung escapist literature or yung masyadong yung ginagawa natin to express ourselves. Pero kumbaga yung sayo, alam natin, iniisip mo yung craft. Kasi talagang talagang yung quality ba nung pagsusulat mo, yung quality ng mga istorya mo, maganda naman. So hindi siya yung tipo na gusto ko lang makapagsulat, gusto ko lang maglabas ng sama na loob. It's more than that, no. Kaya iniisip ko tuloy kung meron ka ba hinahabol na deadline or anything kasi with some writers, hindi ko sinasabing kasama ako, no, but yung iba kasi parang merong goal na halimbawa dapat by this age nakapublish ako mga 10, yung mga ganun. And the typical timeline is bago ka lubugan ng araw. Before your ang tawag doon, mga 50, 60. Although may mga nagpa-publish pa ng ganong edad, pero yung the usual kasi is parang by that time dapat ito na yung na-publish ko. May mga ganon tayong notion, not just in publishing but also sa ibang bagay, may naipundar, may na-establish. And speaking of nalubugan ng araw, okay, the sunset years. Ito na pag-usapan natin, no, yung nobela sa tuwing lulubog ang araw. Bigyan mo lang din ng kaunting brief, background, kaunting background yung ating mga nanonood, no. Ano yung gist nitong sa tuwing lulubog ang araw at gaano to, how is it different from the usual stories that you write?
Ma'am, wait lang. Papakita ko po yung Yan. Sana, hindi po ako makikita ngayon, pero yan lang po yung makikita nyo. Kasi yun lang po sa mga nanonood, biglang nag-crush tong pangalan nito, tong cam ng laptop, kaya hindi po ako magpapakita sa inyo ngayon. Balikan ko lang po yung sinabi nyo kanina. Balikan ko po yung sinabi nyo kanina. Yung kung merong timeline, yung mga ganun-ganun. Naniniwala naman po kasi ako, Miss Chris, na kapag darating sa'yo po talaga. No? In His perfect time. So, yun po. So, parang dun po papasok yung sa tuwing lulubog ang araw ngayon. Isa po siyang kwento ng isang babae na nagngangalang April Villanueva, which she preferred to be called as April. So, si April po, hindi siya naniniwala kay Lord. Ang pangalan tawag nito, kwan siya sa mga magulang niya, aloof siya sa mother niya. Tapos, palagi siyang umiinom, palagi siyang nag-𝗬𝗬𝘄𝗶, palagi siyang nagbabarkada. Puro barkada lang, doon lang po umiikot. Until one day, makikilala niyang isang anak ng pastor na pangalan po ay si Angelo Guillermo at iimbitahan po siya sa isang fellowship sa church nila and doon na po mag-i-start lahat. Ang kaibahan po ng itong kwento ko sa mga ibang libro is parang ito talagang galing siya sa puso. Hindi ko naman po inaano yung iba, pero sobrang lalim po talaga ng bubog na meron dito sa tuwing lulubog ang araw. Parang it's more than 6 years, I guess, nang nag-start, in-start ko siyang isulat. Tapos ngayon, parang, yun. Isang 19 years old na perspective ng isang 19 years old noon. Tapos ngayon, bilang isang 25 years old na, kaiba po ng perspektibo. Kaya, yun.
You mentioned, yung main character mo, si April, tama?
Pa, si April yun.
Oo. Na, parang kumbaga wala siyang wala siyang belief ba or walang faith, parang ganon?
Yes po, kasi
Oo, no?
meron po isang pangyayari sa buhay niya na parang naging dahilan kung bakit hindi siya naniniwala. Parang may isang gano'n. Kaya si Carl yung magbabalik ulit ng paniniwalang yun para makapagbalik loob po siya.
Oo,
Pero,
para sa pagbabalik loob.
Pero hindi po porket about sa Lord ganito, hindi po ako nagpipreach. Hindi po about preaching tong book. No? Halo-halo po siya. It's not just a love story. It's a story about love, about life, about second chances. Ganun po. Parang, yan, mix-mix lang and then, sa tuwing lulubog ang araw ang lumabas.
Would you say this is more of, inspirational? This is an inspirational story, Meron akong curious lang ako, no? Kasi sabi mo, this was written from the perspective of a 19-year-old. Okay? So, noong sinulat mo ito, meron bang nagbago sa perspektibo mo? Tapos ngayon na ito ka na, meron ka bang, for example, at some point in your novel, naisip mo na, ay parang this is not me anymore. Parang hindi na ito yung stance ko. Nagkaroon ka ba ng ganon o mula nung isulat mo siya noon at natapos mo siya, kung kailan mo siya natapos, wala kang binago? Whether or not you changed, wala ka rin binago sa manuskrito?
Marami po akong binago po. Kasi, actually, ito po yung kwento ko lang po sa inyo. 2018 ata or 2018, 2017. Mga ganon. Nung start ko siyang isulat. Tapos, alam mo yung feeling ni Chris na parang ang galing-galing ko, ang talino ko, nakasulat ako sa edad na 19 years old, nakasulat ako ng ganito. Tapos, yung ginawa ko po nung pinasa ko po siya sa dalawang malalaking publishing company. Hindi ko na po papangalanan yung dalawang publishing company na yun. Parang, ayun yung po yung feeling ko. Hindi ko pa po alam yung rejection that time, hindi ko pa po alam na first draft pa lang, mga ganyan-ganyan na, tapos pinasa ko siya. Confident po ako noon, Miss Chris. Tapos biglang, hindi ako nakatanggap ng ng email. Tapos, lumipas yung month, taon, until, nakalimutan ko na. Hindi ko na, isinangtabi ko na lang siya sa isang sulok, sa isang cabinet. Tapos, ito yung talagang nung 2020 po, nung pandemic, wala tayong ginagawa, tama po ba? Bigla ako naisipan kalkalin yung mga dating mga luma kong naisulat, yung mga libro ko, para magbasa ulit sana. Tapos bigla ako nakita to, sa tuwing lulubog ang araw. Buhay ka pa pala, sabi kong ganyan. Tapos binasa ko ulit. Parang binalikan ko lang yung dati kong kaibigan, parang ganun yung feeling. Ang dami pa lang mga mali, ang dami pa lang. Kaya doon ko po siya in-start ulit na i-rewrite. Pinalitan ko po yung ibang scene. Tapos parang hindi po kasi akma tapos doon na po. Ganun pa rin po yung kwento niya, pero may pinalitan lang po ng ibang mga para mas mapalitaw pa po natin yung kwento nila April at Carl.
Alam mo, nakakatuwa yun kasi yung kinuwento mo, no, na yan, yung experience mo na nagkaroon ng rejection, ganyan. It also mirrors what you said earlier na there's a perfect time for everything. We believe in divine timings. There's a perfect time for everything. So, that rejection, may reason for the rejection. And now, siguro, you're a wiser writer, you're a wiser person. So, kung ano man yung mga kailangan tanggalin, o may kailangan kang baguhin, nagawa mo. At saktong-sakto na ipasa mo sa amin. So, alam mo yun. At napili mo ang 8 letters. So, we're very, very thankful. We're grateful for that, no? At para dun sa mga curious lalo kung ano itong pinag-uusapan namin na divine timing, faith, inspiration, life, love, why not? Let's hear it from Senyor. Meron siyang may palabas, tama ba? Okay. Meron ba? Mag-share ka ng screen, ano? Makakapag-share ka ba ng screen?
Paano po ba?
Meron doon sa 3 dots na makakapag-share ka ng screen sa baba.
Saglit po, Miss Chris. Paano po
Sige lang.
present? Tama?
Yan. Yung isi-share ni Senyor, no, yun ay excerpts from the novel para makita natin, marinig ninyo kung paano siya naisulat at baka ma-inspire din kayo. By the way, itong libro na to ay available sa 8letters website, okay? At kung gusto nyo makitsikahan si Senyor, meron na rin siyang Facebook page, Senyor Madriaga, author. So, pwede niyang bisitahin, tignan ninyo. At hindi lang yan, marami pa siyang ibang libro sa 8letters. Meron siyang recently na nilabas, quick okay? quick. At meron din siyang nailathala doon sa anthology na, although ano siya, pang Pasko, no? Yung silent Silver Bells. Silver Bells and
Nostalgic
Lovers.
Lovers.
So, sabi ko nga, meron ka ring mitolohiya, no? So, ang dami na. Ang dami-dami na. Sana all. Okay, sige. Whenever you're ready.
Paano po ba i-annotate ko?
Meron sa baba na option to share your screen para lumitaw siya.
Okay.
May nakikita ka ba na share screen?
Yes,
Sa baba. Ayun. So, kiklik mo lang, tapos mag-share yung screen. Supposedly. But alam niyo naman guys, pagka ganito, mga live stream, may mga nangyayari hindi naasahan. Okay, wag natin i-manifest, pero para sa expectations din natin, may mga ganyan. Sige lang. By the way, kung meron tayong mga no? Yeah, sige, ready na? Teka. Wala pa akong makita.
Ready na po?
Yes, oo, pwede na. Sige. Pwede mo na i-share screen. Naka-share screen ka na ba?
Ayan po.
Sige lang. Okay, hindi pa siya nag-share screen. Hindi ko siya nakikita. Tignan, try natin. Teka, hold on.
Hello po.
Ayan. Meron ako nakikita. Ayan, okay, yan. Add lang natin. Hold on. Okay. Pasensya na po. Very lola sa technology. Si Chris. Okay.
Ulitin ko po. May narinig po kayo, Miss Chris?
Yes, thank you.
Di ba may narinig. Wala.
Wala lang naririnig na sound? Sige, try lang natin. Nagpi-play na siya? Baka kailangan nating i-turn up yung volume?
Pa?
Kailangan, naririnig, medyo wala kaming marinig. Maybe we can turn up the volume? O nakatodo na yung volume? Ay, may nagsasalita ba dyan?
Wait pa.
Sige lang. It's okay. Sige. One more time.
Hello, Miss Chris. Basahin ko na lang po ata. Wala po atang naririnig na ano.
Yes, oo. Yes, please. Sige. One more time. With feelings.
Hello po.
Hello, sige.
Wala pa rin.
Okay lang? Oo. Walang sound eh. Pero sige lang. We can read it. Pwede mong i-flash yung ano, para nakikita rin yung text. Tapos, oo. Okay.
Meron na bagay.
Sige. Parang naka-freeze ba yung share screen mo? Or okay naman? Hello? Oo. Okay yung share screen mo? Medyo,
Bagal pa na net battery.
nakikita natin yung yung the entire, what do you call that?
Hello.
Yes, sige. Oo. Sige, basahin na lang natin. Okay lang? Sige.
Basa
Lang
ko po.
ha. Okay, sige.
Po.
Ayan, sige. Pwedeng basahin mo na lang yung yung excerpt. Okay.
Okay po. Sige po. Ayan po. Clear po ba ako? Ayan. Pinatuyo niya ang mahabang buhok gamit ang tuwalya. Sinuklay at saka ito pinisod. Pinahilan din niya ng kaunting pulbos ang muka. Saka muli niyang sinulyapan ng sarili sa antigong salamin at taliwas sa kaninang nasisilayay, matatamis na mga ngiti na ang isinukli ng babaeng kanyang nakatitigay. Papalabas na siya sa kanyang silid nang hindi niya sinasadyang mabundol ang maliit na lamisitang naraanan. May kalakasan din ang nakakasagi niya, kaya nagsipaglaglagan ng mga bagay na nakahimlay rito. Kasama sa mga bumagsak, ang nabasag na florerang kanlungan na ngayon nangingitim at naninuyong puting mga rosas, mga nagkakapalang mga libro, at ang may kabigatang Bibliang pinanday na ng panahon. Pinulot niya isa-isa ang mga ito, ngunit may isang bagay na nasukol ng kanyang paningin na kasamang nahulog sa kanyang mga kagamitan. Isang sobre, ang nalantad ng mailuwan ng Bibliang sa katanda ay kakikitaan ng mga mumunting pila sa pabalat, nakaipit at nagkubli sa mga pahina ng banal na kasulatan. Isang maliit na piraso lang ng papel kung tutuusin, ngunit maraming alaalang nakapaloob na maaari niyang mabalikan na ng mga oras. Sa salitang mabibigat ng mga paghina at ang mahinting paglabitik ng kamay ng orasan ng tanging naririnig sa bawat kanto ng silid. Tinuyong niya ang kanyang mga palad. Pakawala muna ng isang malalim na buntong hininga bago tuluyang abutin na nakatuking sobre. Manginig-inig pa ang kanyang mga kamay nang muling mahawakan ng sobrang ng liham na halos 5 buwan bago niya ulit masilayan. Nakasarap pa ito. Palatandaan na mula ng kanyang matanggap, hindi pa niya pinag-iinteres ang buksan at basahin. Ipininig niya ang mga mata, marahang-marahan, nang muling dumilat sabay na nalaglag ang mga luhang kanina lang nito kung dalawin ngunit ibabalik nito sa lahat ng sakit at kirot ng mga alaala hanggang sa kasalukuyan pala'y naramdaman niya pa rin ang bawat minsan kinaligdan at nalaman niya na lamang na bumabalik na siya sa nakaraan. Gustuhin niya mang itigil ngunit may matinding pwersang hindi niya kayang kalabanin. At dito rin mismo sa apat na sulok ng kwarto ito, magsisimula ang kwentong sa tingin ko'y hindi niyo kayang paniwalaan. Kwentong matapos yung basahin, maaaring yung pagtaasan ng kilay, ngunit ipinapangako kong hindi niyo kailanman makalilimutan. Siya si April Villan.
All right. Hello, Senyor.
Hello po.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that excerpt. Okay, pwede ba nating ma-share yung mismong video, yung kanina, dun sa iyong Facebook page?
Yeah,
Possible
sure
ba?
po.
Yeah, sige. Para din sa mga gusto makita kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng technical problem.
Yes po.
Remember, galing tayo sa may typhoon and in some areas, even in my area, medyo mahina yung signal din. So, that probably contributes to the technical glitch. So, maaari natin mapanood yung version na yon in the original format na parang multimedia player siya, no? Sa Facebook page ni Senyor Madriaga, author. Okay? Imbitahan natin sila, Senyor, dun sa iyong libro. Saan mabibili at for how much. At invite mo na rin sila dun sa iba mong pang titles sa 8 letters.
Okay po. Before po that, papasalamat po ulit ako sa 8 letters sa pagbibigay ng pagkakataon na mai-publish po. And pala ako sa mga kaibigan ko na nandito po ngayon sa amin, kahit binabaha po kami dito sa amin, nandito po sila ngayon, nakasuporta pa rin po. Sila din po yung mga kaibigan ko na sumama sa akin sa La Union para po ma-shoot po namin yung book over po namin. Napapasalamat din po ako sa kaibigan ko, si Ian, isang photographer po. Actually, may inihanda pa po kami, no? Trailer naman po yun. Abangan nyo na lang po about din po sa Tuwing Lulubog ng Araw. Yes po, at ito po, mabibili po sa 8 letters, 450 pesos lang po. PM nyo lang po ko, guys. Yan.
Alright. Thank you so much, Senyor. Syempre medyo bitin, bitin talaga 30 minutes kahit kailan, basta ang kausap natin ay mga authors na 8 letters. Bitin na bitin. Kasi alam ko ang dami yung mai-share pa. But anyway, we have MIBF, kung nasa MIBF ka, although medyo malayo ka, pero kung if you can drop by, and mingle. At sa iba pang pagkakataon, I'm sure magkakaroon pa tayo ng isa pang gathering na ganito, baka much bigger for a bigger group. Okay, and I'll see you then. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much again, Senyor, and good luck on your endeavor. Nakapagsimula ka na, baka nasa kalagitnaan ka na ng karera mo. Okay, so, or papunta ka na sa kalagitnaan. So, I'm wishing you all the best on your book, on your new release. Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for 8 letters.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Up next. Okay, so akala nyo ba tapos na? Hindi pa tayo tapos. Okay. Dahil, like I said kanina, back-to-back po ang ating gagawin. Back-to-back na book launch or book talk. Let me just, para malaman nyo kung sino naman yung susunod. Okay. Although nakikita nyo na I'm sure dun sa headline natin kanina. Nasa back studio, nasa background na yung ating next author. Excited na rin ako makausap siya. Nagkita na kami before sa MIBF for the first time. So this is the first time we'll be meeting and excited akong makilala niyo siya. Okay. Ayan na. Ayan. Okay, so welcome to the second part of Book Talk with Cindy featuring trigger Garett author 𝗧𝗂𝘄𝗶𝗴. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let us welcome him. Ayan na. I'm adding you.
Hey, there we go. Hi.
The energy.
Hello, good
So contagious. Bonjour.
Actually, I'm just very bonjour. Sorry, I'm just very nervous, so I'm just putting all the nervousness in excitement instead.
Gusto ko yan. Gusto ko yung energy. Ay, patingin. Ayan, para makita na kagad ng viewers natin. Yun, no?
Finally, I have the book.
Fresh from the press, nakuha na niya yung copy ng kanyang libro at ang kapal. Okay, wag na natin patagalin. Okay, so Zig, how do you pronounce the middle name? Parang di, para sila
Uh,
tinatama.
it's so funny because I originally intended it to be pronounced Koeng. So
Mm-hmm.
the stress is on the Wang. But eventually when I present this middle name to everybody else, they just put the stress to Ko instead. So eventually adopted it to just Koeng. So say Koeng Tor.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's
Good
Koeng
going
now.
for.
Yeah.
Okay. Sige. It will take some time for me to to say it
Now,
with the middle name, but okay lang.
yeah, that's why I just put Sina lang so that it's very easy for people. They won't be too confused to pronouncing that weird
Right. Okay.
middle name.
So, somebody's saying here in the comments, love the energy. Sabi ni Kim Michael Wenzel, loves the energy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, hi, hi. Baka later on your friends will come and say hi as well. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's talk about Premium Garrett. This is a sci-fi
Trigger.
novel, right?
Yes.
Tama? Ay, sorry,
Yes. So
Trigger Garrett.
Trigger
Okay.
Garrett. Trigger
Ay,
Garrett. So yeah.
okay. So how did you come up with this sci-fi novel?
Okay, so it's just a weird random thing because as I've said, like I always like to make scenarios in my head. I always like to make like drama in my head. For example, like I'm an overthinker. Let's just put it out there. I'm an overthinker, and I always like making these scenes in my head. So eventually, it started with just me writing a story of this guy just confronting his ex. So it's just going to be like a contemporary fiction. So no sci-fi involved. But as I write it along, it was just boring. Like it was boring. So as I tried to write along, I saw a video in YouTube about the fungus, like a fungus that affects the like how they would affect like insects and like making them control it. Like it became like this inspiration on how I would go through my book. So it's more of like just writing it in the sense of like adapting all of these sci-fi elements. So the sci-fi elements that I've adapted is more medical, more neurological. So if you're going to go to the book, it's really about how these people, the main characters in the book, uses these medical enhancement to fight, actually, to conduct battles with everybody else.
I like the fact that you use the backdrop of excess. You know why? Because
Yeah.
um for those who are into astrology, it's Venus retrograde. Okay, it's Venus
Oh shit.
retrograde, and when we think of retrograde, the common joke, the inside joke is, oh, you do not talk to your ex. A lot of your
Oh.
exes yeah, will
Oh,
reappear,
but
so
there's
don't talk to your ex,
okay.
don't get back with the ex. Okay, so that's what I first thought when I read your novel. Okay, it's really
Yeah.
funny, especially I think the first few chapters I really found it funny because as your main character was trying to come into terms of what's happening, what is happening,
Yeah.
why are they doing what they're doing. Okay, now
Exactly. Yeah.
let's talk about the dynamic between your main character and then the sidekick. It's like there's a hero and then there's a sidekick. It really kind of
Mhm.
reminds me of I have the dynamic, the vibe is very retro, and I'm saying it in a positive
Yeah.
way. It's very retro, like Batman and Robin. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So can you describe the relationship between these two characters?
Okay, so when I wrote Garrett Go and Linda Landy, when I was I don't want Garrett to just go through it alone because again it's not as interesting as when I was writing it. So I had to figure out who the second character would be, like the protagonist, as we say it right in Bookspeak. So and then I eventually based on my real life, for example, I've always had like all of these female friends who are like really good, really like really great, and they've been the inspiration, actually, like they're like a combination of the combination that became this single character. So I've created Linda as a support for Garett, not just like a sidekick, but he's really more of like a best friend, roommate, overall like a friendly soulmate for Garett. You know,
And how about Garrett? How did you like think or conceptualize the character?
Garett is kind of like me, I would say. So I've written Garett based on my own personality, a bit more exaggerated, I would say. And when I was writing it, like he started to skew a little bit away from who I am as well. So I derive him basically from myself, but as I developed him as a character, he became more of like a mirrored version of me.
He developed his own character. He developed his
Yeah,
own
character. Yeah,
personality.
yeah.
Like
So he
now,
just
I'm not
became
gonna say
like,
it's a rare thing. I'm not gonna say it's a
yeah.
rare thing, but there are writers who are not able to do that. They're not able to separate the
Yeah.
character from themselves. And kudos to you
Yeah.
for doing that. You were
Yeah.
saying? You were saying something?
I don't know. Again, like he's just like he's not a complete. If Garrett is real, he's not like an actual doppelganger, but he's kind of like this like younger brother who acts like me, but he's not like exactly like me. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you were writing this, oh, this is a trick question. Okay.
Oh
When you
no,
were writing
ayoko na
this,
ba? Eh?
did you think of any of did you think of an ex or exes when you were writing the entire thing,
No,
or was it
actually,
inspired by a lot of people?
it's inspired really by a lot of people. It's there's of course like there's no one person like I based my exes off of. And when I
Mm.
was writing, yeah, the novel, no exes were based. Like I didn't base it on any of my exes. Like the breakups that I had with my exes are all like clean except for one. But like yeah, so it's very clean. But if you would go through the novel, like you'd see like how muddled, how dirty the breakups were for Garrett and like his
Mm.
exes. Some of them, of course, but like it's not really based. Like it's just some scenarios that I just thought of, like very weird, very crazy reasons why you would break up with someone. So if you go about it, you'd be like, this breakup reason is ridiculous. Why would someone break up because of this? Why would someone break up
Yeah.
because of that? So it's just really, again, like just thinking about something weird, something crazy of like why you would break up with someone else.
With novels like sci-fi, and the like I said, this novel started off really. There's a fun vibe here. It's a really
Yeah,
fun atmosphere. Lots of action involved.
yeah,
And sometimes people would think, parang, is that it? Is that all action, all adventure? But when I read the story, I know there's something more. What are those
yeah.
things that are you think you would like your novel to address? Say, are there issues, social issues? Are there existential crises, problems that you think is highlighted in your novel?
It's really more again like it's really more of like just going back to the past, facing your past if there's no conclusion to your past, if there's
Mm-hmm.
no closure. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. If there's no closure to your past, and just literally fighting for a closure. So here in this case, like it's a literal sense of like Garrett having to literally fight the exes just to have a semblance of closure with regards to yeah
Mm-hmm.
his exes. But it's really more of like the fixing relationships and maintaining new ones, and more of I think just really like it's beyond like the relationship of like lovers. It's more of like also like relationship between like friends, relationship between like your past enemies, your past lovers, and like just making it so that you have like again like a more healed up relationship, healed up connection with these past people, you know. So that's that I would say that that's like the underlying theme with regards to the book.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I've written it like, oh, something very fun, something very action fights, but underlying it is more of like just trying to confront all of these bad relationships and trying to like just even like not even fixing it, but more of like just a closure on your past relationship. I mean, people who have like bad breakups would understand.
Will be able to relate. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Okay, I'll be able to relate. Okay, so um, now we're leading to that part, no, the writing
Yeah.
part. Which scene or which part of the writing process would you say was like your favorite? Which part of the story was the best one you wrote? Like when you were writing it, you were in your best element.
Oh, well, okay. So if you mean by like the best story or the best part of the book, I'm not gonna
The
say
best
it
part of
because
the book.
I don't want to spoil it.
I don't know.
I don't
Okay,
want to
no
spoil
spoilers.
it.
All right, all
Yeah.
right.
But
Which one
let
did
me
you
check which
enjoy na lang? Which
chapter.
one did you enjoy writing the most?
Let me just say na lang the chapter. Let's look
All
at the
right.
chapter. I have the book with me. Okay, so it would be chapter 8. My favorite would be no, sorry, chapter 7. Chapter
Mm-hmm.
7 is like my favorite chapter for that I wrote. But I'll be very honest. Okay, so when I was writing the book, of course it was during the pandemic. So of course, when everyone is like inside, you're like also bored, also like just stressed, like, oh no, this virus is going to attack and kill me or whatever. So during those times, like when I was like in the novel, like I really uh, like just creating the concept itself, like at the beginning. Because when I write a novel, I tend to use this technique called snowflaking,
Mm-hmm.
which is like you take one sentence and then you make it into like a full first draft. So the part where I have to actually conceptualize and like conceptualize all the scenarios and the characters, that's the I would say like the best part. Honestly, when I was like actually writing the first draft, I had to have a couple of drinks. I actually consumed 1 liter of like rum just so I could like write 8 chapters of the book, and it's just being able to like write creatively.
When did you decide? Because a lot of people, during I've met a lot of people who wrote stuff during the pandemic, and also
Yeah.
decided after that they would want to publish. Was publishing in the plan when you were writing this? Did you like think, oh, I'm going to have this published at some point?
Yeah. Again, like just to be very transparent, like when I was writing it, the goal was to just put it out actually in a different like a sharing website, Wattpad. So I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking of that, but then this is actually the second book that I've written. There's a first book that I have. It's still there. It's unpublished, and I'm still trying to find my. Maybe I'll publish it to you guys again in letters. Maybe, let's see. But it's more of like that first book actually discouraged me into like trying to again find publishing. So at the beginning, I wasn't sure of like actually finding a publisher. I was going to stick with offering it like in Wattpad.
Mm-hmm.
But as I write it and as I go along, I just feel so motivated to actually publish it because with this second book, I'm so confident. I'm so happy with how it turned out that I said, you know what? I'm not going to like put it out in Wattpad for free. I'd rather like reach out to more people with an actually self-founded book. So that's why I started to try to go through the publishing path.
To write something that thick takes
Yeah,
a lot of patience and discipline. How did you manage? How did you manage?
uh, well, again, like being very transparent. Like I really just take the time off to this, right? And I would
Um,
acknowledge sometimes that I would have writer's block or like writer's anxiety. And whenever I do have those before, because before like I didn't really have a deadline, I would take like a month off, like 1.5
mhm.
week, a month off of just not thinking about the book, and then going there fresh and like ready and like motivated. So yeah, so that's how like that my process when it comes to like just motivating myself to write a book. And when was writing the book, I already have an outline already, so I already know what the story is. So that motivated me more. Like although I would have writer's block, it's just because of how I would write it, not because I don't know how
Mhm.
the story would go, but because of how I would write that story. And that's really just like my own writer's block. But when it comes to like storytelling, it's there already. It's complete, and it's ready to be written up into a full blown novel. That's what motivated me into like writing this something like this thick. It's because of that, because I wanted to tell the story already, and I wanted to share the story to the world, starting
Sabi
for the
nga nila, ano,
Philippines.
like when you want to share your story, you'll do everything and have it
Yeah,
done. You know,
yeah,
you'll
yeah,
really find the time to get it,
yeah.
to complete
As
it, have it published.
Yeah, as we say in the Philippines, right? Kung gusto, may paraan.
May
Kung
paraan,
ayaw,
yes.
may dahilan. Which is for all my
Correct, correct.
yeah, for all my non Filipino viewers right now, it's like if you like it, you'll always find a way. If you don't like it, you'll always find a reason. Yeah.
Vraiment, vraiment. Okay.
Oh, wait, je
Um,
peux pas français?
I also noticed you incorporated foreign language there. And when I
Yeah.
read it, sabi ko, wow! I found my, my tribe, my tribe. Why was that deliberate? I mean, was that something that you really wanted to do? Ah, I'm gonna like inject,
Yeah.
French here.
Yeah, actually, like when I was writing it, I wanted the characters to be diverse. Like, I want the characters to be from all over the world. If they have a disability, then I would put it there. If they're trans, if they're non-binary, they're there. If they're deaf, they're there. Like, actually, one of my favorite characters is this deaf guy. His name is Achilles. Did you were able to like read about him, like Achilles?
I think I haven't gotten to that part, or
Okay.
maybe I
So I wrote
forgot.
yeah. So there's this deaf guy that I wrote in the book. His name is 𝗂𝗧𝘂𝗶𝗴, and he's American Italian who's deaf. So I really want to incorporate like using ASL as well, and that's why it's one of the reasons why I know how to ASL a little. But
My
like
God,
yeah, it's
you're a
like really
genius.
no, no,
This is
no.
mind
But
blowing. This is mind blowing
no.
because I for sure there are authors out there who do that, but I haven't met
Yeah.
anyone who is as inclusive as you are.
Yeah.
And
Again, like I just
yeah, I haven't gotten to that part with the ASL, but yeah, I
yeah.
got the part where wow, there's a lot of people here,
Yeah,
but
yeah. A lot of people.
I didn't find it alienating. I found it, yun nga,
Yeah.
inclusive. Kasi
Inclusive,
I said,
exactly.
wow, may mga ganito, may mga foreign words.
Yeah.
And, for my last question, before you read an excerpt, did you have any apprehension? Because I'm not sure if one of our sci-fi authors mentioned this to you during the MIBF, but
Mm-hmm.
the audience for sci-fi is not that big in the
Mm-hmm.
Philippines compared.
Yeah.
I don't have the statistics, okay, but
Yeah.
from observation, it's not as huge as say in the US or in Europe.
Yeah.
Did you have any apprehension, for example, like how your novel would be perceived by
Hello.
readers, by the audience?
Again, like when it comes to like writing, now it's really just like a story that I wanted to share.
Yeah.
As we say, like I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was writing this, it's again like it's because I wanted to share this story. I wanted to like tell this story to the world, you know. And I invite everyone, of course, to like like to read the book, read something new. You'll find out like yeah, it is sci-fi, but it's really again like a mixture of all of these genres. There's action, LGBT, yeah, the sci-fi, and relationship, like a little bit of romance, a little bit of lust, if you know. So like people would like maybe like everyone would like a part of it, but like they would also like the story as a whole. So yeah, when I was writing it, like I don't really have any apprehension. I just wanted to write. I just wanted to write this story, this specific story.
Right. All right. So thank you. Let me just read this by Chanel. Sounds so interesting. Can we prepare the copy?
Ah,
Right.
Chanel. Thank you,
Yes,
Chanel.
please. Yes, please. Grab a copy.
Please.
Okay. Let's hear it from Sig, the
Okay.
excerpt. I'm going to mute
Yeah.
myself. Uh,
Yeah. Okay. Let's go for it. So I'm going to write like the first. No, sorry. I'm going to read like the first chapter. I'm gonna skip some of it, but what I'm going to read is like the fight scene already. Oh, and where's okay. So I'm going to read a like an excerpt from chapter one. So okay, Linda was frantic as they arrived in Publishon. It drove her mad that she was 3 minutes late. The ecstatic crowd wasn't helping her calm down either. Garett allowed himself to be entranced by the chaotic order and unruly flow of the people walking in the streets. The cacophony of loud, blaring sounds from all the bars mixed into a strange harmony. His trance was broken when he caught sight of an Arab man towering above the tiny people around him. Over here! Linda threw himself at Ahmed as she gave him a peck on the cheek. Nice to finally meet you, Ahmed replied in a deep French Moroccan accent that made the hair on Linda's back stand on edge. With the introductions and the faire la bise over and done, Linda and Ahmed dashed to 𝗂𝗂𝗪, not realizing they've left Garett behind. It wasn't a major issue for Garett. He'd rather go to Chillington, his usual speakeasy bar. 𝗂𝗂𝗪 is too crowded these days, and he feels uneasy whenever Linda gets intimate with anyone. Garett's eyes scanned the patrons of the bar, looking for a man to converse with and possibly to bring him over to his apartment for some wild fun. His search stopped when he saw someone's astounding alpha physique. He was the perfect target for the horned-up Garett. As Garett approached the man, he started to recognize the face behind the faultless beard and those glistening muscles. Butch? Butch smiled as he recognized Garett, but as he stared, his face transformed into one of rage and anger. Butch punched Garett right in the stomach, throwing him out of the bar, shattering the glass window behind him. Garett tried to maintain his composure and his consciousness as he stood up. He felt a disturbing energy surrounding Butch, but he couldn't quite work it out. A crowd of curious onlookers started to gather around the two. So that's just a very short excerpt from the first chapter of the novel. If you want to find out what happens next, of course, you have to buy the book.
Bravo, c'est sublime, monsieur. Félicitations.
Ah, merci
At
beaucoup.
least, at least I get to practice my French with you. I love it.
Yeah.
I got some French words there. I got some French words there. Okay, there's the beast,
Ah,
right?
there it is. Yeah, faire la bise. Yeah, faire la
The
bise.
beast. Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. I'm going to read it again to see if there are if it progresses.
Yeah,
Again,
go for
please.
it.
I want to know
Yeah.
if it progresses. Okay, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup, Sig, for
Merci,
being with us
merci. Thank you for
today.
having me. Yeah, thank you for having
Yes,
me
of
as
course.
well.
Yes, of course. And we'll see you very soon. I hope to see
Yeah.
you in MIBF, yeah, again.
I'll be
MIBF
there.
will be
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah,
Yes,
I'll be there for
okay.
those who are going to the MIBF. I will be there. So please come and meet me and
Please
buy my
come
book.
and yes, please. The books will be signed. All right,
Yeah.
and for how much does this book cost?
Okay, so the book costs 450 plus delivery charges. You can buy the book in our in eight letters online store, and also if you're following my author page, which is Sigsi Thor Author. I love how it rhymes. Sigsi Thor Author. Um, there's a link there where you can buy the book. I would really appreciate it if you would buy the buy and support us. The ebook for those who are watching internationally. I'm looking at someone over there. The ebooks would be available hopefully by next month, August. Again, eight letters is it's working on the ebook version. So people who are in Europe and in America, if you want to read, but of course you can't afford the delivery fee, I invite you to also buy the ebook as well. Okay,
Yes, the Kindle version. All
the
right.
Kindle
Well, thank
version.
you
Yeah.
once again. And
Thank you very much for having me.
yes, I hope to read the next ones. To read the next, if you're writing
Yeah.
a
Oh,
story, yes, please.
yeah, of
Please
course. Yeah,
continue
yeah.
writing and producing more.
I will.
All right. Gail says she's ready for the ebook. All right. Okay. And Stephanie
Oh.
says she loves it. Okay. She loves
Yeah,
the
yeah.
what you read. Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Steph.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank
And
you
for
again.
those who
Thank you
joined
very
us
much.
today, thank you so much. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.